The RAF may have a very small footprint in Afghanistan, but its air support covers the whole of the country and provides an unchallenged advantage against the Taliban.
The Tornado's got two main roles in theatre. One is to provide close air support for coalition and UK forces. Our second role is to provide reconnaissance, and we use our various camera pods to take images of activity on the ground, which again is fed in to support the UK and coalition ground forces.
Intelligence and surveillance gathered from the air enables forces on the ground to manoeuvre more safely, and the close air support, protection if they run into trouble. This crew have just landed after 5 hours in the air. Some of their tasks are pre-planned, others reactive. But whatever the mission, it requires the effort of the entire squadron.
We all look out for each other when it comes to being tired. We all keep each other going. And that's across the whole squadron, across the air crew, across the engineers, across our support staff, our admin, our intelligence, etc. Ultimately, we know that we're out here to do our job to support the troops on the ground, and the situation that they're in, we want to be able to do everything we can to help them.
It's nice to be out here as a squadron with the guys and the girls that we know from back home. Obviously, they've got a really important job to do. We wouldn't get flying if it wasn't for them.
As transition continues, they're called upon far less often to launch airstrikes, but still provide round-the-clock support and can be airborne within minutes.
Tornadoes fly the length and breadth of Afghanistan on a 24-hour basis. They can be airborne for up to 5 hours at a time, and whatever maintenance they need when they get back, the ground crew needs to have them ready to go again within about 3 hours of landing.
With one wave back, the next one's always ready to go. There are 3 ground crew to every air crew member, turning jets around 24 hours a day.
Check the tyre pressures, make sure that the tyres don't have any damage to them. Make sure the engines are one of the most important. Obviously, if you have FOD ingress, you can ruin an engine. We check circuit breakers, make sure they're set, otherwise the electronic systems won't work on board. Emergency oxygen supplies, there's a never-ending list really.
How long does it take to prepare a tornado before it goes out on a sortie?
It can be anything from 45 minutes to an hour, I'd say, before flight. When it gets back, it's called a turnaround, so it's oils in the engines, refuel it, and that can take about an hour as well. It's exactly the same as doing it back at home, apart from, you know, you're doing it for part of the bigger picture out here, you're saving lives.
This is SAC Lauren Pailing's first time in theatre. She recently identified unusual damage to a tornado in the dark on a night shift and has since been put forward for a Flight Safety Award.
I check the top of the aircraft to check cracks, loose rivets, loose bolts. If something's wrong with them, we have to make sure they're fixed on time. So.
But you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's really good to be out here.
After ISAF forces withdraw next year, ongoing air support in Afghanistan is still to be determined. But the commanding officer of British operations here is confident they can provide cover until the very last minute.
Simple answer is we will be here for as long as we're asked to be here. There's obviously a debate going on at the moment as to how the UK forces withdraw. Air power provides a level of protection and assurance to our ground-based forces, and when we withdraw that cover is something we need to look at very carefully. Air power is inherently flexible. We can get up and go to new places very quickly. I don't envisage a particular problem with moving our air assets out of here. We will take direction from our higher commanders as to when they consider it prudent to move, and then we will prosecute that plan very swiftly.
British tornadoes are still crucial to the campaign in Afghanistan. Their future here post-2014 still to be decided. But when the time comes to move air assets out, they say they can withdraw within a matter of weeks. Sally Lockwood, Forces News, Kandahar.